Oh my goodness, cut that out, cut that out, cut that out. All right. Hey everyone, we are here today to work on the giveaway portion of our winding down the 100-day project, blah, 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 blah. So what I have here is two packages. One is a chipboard. It's Leaky Shed Studio, and it's a journal, and that's all it says on there. I don't have any other information. I'll just take it out of the package and show you. It's pieces of chipboard like this that you can make a journal out of, and it's got holes here. We have that, and then we have this package here, and this is for your Zutter. It's a bind-it-all machine where you can bind your own journals and stuff. But this is basically a cover, front and back, for creating a little book like that back there. So these were both in the Happy Mail stuff that I've been going through over the last few weeks, and so I've reserved these aside because what I want to do, I'm going to create a book out of this. I don't know how I'll bind it though. I don't know if I'll bind it this way or if I'll figure out another way to bind it, but we're going to decorate the covers of this. This is going to be part of one giveaway, and then this one here is going to be part of another. I'm not sure how I'm going to do these yet. I haven't even gone through the stuff to start picking out everything yet, so I'm going to do that next. What you see in front of you is everything left that I'm going to be working with, and the first thing I'm going to do, because I'm working on flat surfaces like this to create books, I'm going to look for things that I would want to cover my books with. And these journals are not going to be completely finished. These are going to be for whoever receives them to continue playing in. The first thing I'm going to look for is big pieces of paper or things that I think would go on a book page. And this right here is an automatic save aside because it's paper, and I know that I can go through that and find some papers to cover my books. And then I'm going to go through the rest of this, and I won't keep out little things. And I'm telling you all this again because it is the process that I use to create things like this. So somebody new might get something out of it. If you've heard it before, don't get frustrated or impatient. Just speed through the video because somebody new might need to hear this. And, you know, we were all new at one point, and sometimes it takes a few times hearing something, or sometimes the very first time you hear it, it clicks. But we all start somewhere, and somebody might be sitting there going, I have no clue what you're doing. So I'm going to explain as best I can. So I won't save out little things like this to start my book with. And I could save the washi tape out because I could cover a page with washi tape, but I'm not inclined to do that today because I'm just not in the mood. Ain't in the mood, y'all. So I'm going to set those aside. And then I've got fabric here, and I like the fabric, but I'm thinking that I will save that in reserve for if I want to put it on the covers, because I'm not inclined to do that on the inside. But there are bigger pieces of tissue paper and napkins and things like that that I might go through and see if I want to use. So I would pull all that out. I won't keep out the stamp, and this here I might keep that out because it's large enough to use. And so then I'll just go through the rest of the box looking for bigger things. Then I've got scraps in here I've saved out that I might use, so I could pull that out. And this would be something I'd pull out. And this. And book pages, things like that. I'll pull this out because this is all something you can cover a book cover with, or book pages. And you don't have to have a whole sheet to cover it. You can make your own covers by using pieces of different papers. I've got some wallpaper here that I really like that might work. All this down here might work. So we'll keep all this out here. The smaller papers will definitely go on the pages, but they aren't what I'm going to start with. That's what I would come in with and start working on after I've got my cover down. And I could piece them together like I said, so I'll pull out the ones that I really am interested in trying to use. And then this process will start all over again after I get all my covers covered, and I'll start finding other pieces to add to my pages. Okay, so I did do it all on camera. That was not too long or complicated. It was pretty fast until I go to edit, and then I start editing and I start saying, oh my goodness, cut that out, cut that out, cut that out. All right, so you see what I'm going to be working with now. So now what I have to do is, after I've got everything out that I think I could possibly use, then I go through it again and I pick out what really speaks to me, what I really think I want to use. Not what can be used, but what I want to use. You know, I really love this, so I probably set it to the side. I might wait on these, this one. This, I probably set to the side. I'll probably wait. Iffy. This could be used. I think I'll save it. These, definitely this, yes. And then I've got my papers in here to go through, and I might use some of these papers that are left for tags. So we have these pulled out. So I still have quite a bit here to pull from, and more than I need. So now what I'm just going to do is just going to make a final decision. And this is where I'm going to start my, just go through fast forward a little bit, because I've already shown you how I sort things. I pick out what I think will work for what I want to accomplish as my first step. Then my second step, I'll take what I've picked out that I think will work, and I sort that out and pick what I really think I would like to use because it speaks to me, whether it's color, shape, image, whatever, texture. And then third step would be to go through and just pick something, because you have to. You can't use it all. You can't be greedy. So that's what I'm going to do next. And then once I get that sorted out and I know what I'm going to use, I'll come back and talk to you guys again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do one cover first, and I'm going to use a big sheet of paper here, and then I'm going to base everything else I do off of that, because I will use it as a guideline as to whether or not I think it goes well or not. It doesn't have to go well, it's a matter of taste, but I don't know, I'm just going to wing it and see what I think looks good to me today. Let's pick the first paper we want to start with, and I keep leaning toward these two because I really like these two, but you know, I'm going to pick this one because I love this. I love this section here. I love this section here. I love the bird. I hate to give up this section, but I'm going to. So let's get started on that. I think I'm going to get my nonstick mat out and work on it, because I'm going to do a lot of gluing, and I don't think that my wax papers I've pulled out that I use will be big enough. And I don't want to have to maneuver them, so I'm just going to put my non-stick mat down, and that way if I get anything on it, I can wipe right off. Okay, the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to, like I said, cover one of these pages. I'm going to start with the big book first, and I'm going to start with this page first, and I'm just going to decide what area I want to use, and I've already decided I want to use this area right here, and I'm just going to use double-sided tape and glue. You can use wet glue, you can use dry glue, you can use any kind of glue you want to. And this is scrappy tape. And the reason I've got scrappy tape instead of score tape is because it's just a price point. This one gave me more for my money. It was a better price at the time. It's a 1/2 inch, and you can use sticky tape. You can use any kind of double-sided you want or that you like, or you can use regular glue. And I'm just putting these on in sporadic places, not over the whole board, because I just want a little extra support to help the paper stay down. And this way, between this and the glue, it should work for a long, 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 long time. Okay, and then after I put some tape down, I put more than I planned, so sorry about that. I kind of fibbed to y'all, but I didn't mean to. It's just more than I planned. I got this online too. You just look for scrappy tape online. Okay, so then I just peel off my backing to my tape. Okay, so this is going to go on this way right here, so I'll put my paper that way. And I'm just going to take my glue. And in the areas I don't have tape especially, I'm going to put my glue. And this is chipboard. So it's going to soak up the glue pretty quick. So I don't have a lot of working time really, but we'll go as fast as we can. And if I speed this part up, it'll be really, really, really fast. I won't speed this one up. I'll speed the others up though. I want you to get a good idea of what I'm doing here. And honestly, guys, in this world that we live in here with mixed media, there's no rules, not really, not in my book. I don't live by any specific rules. I just do what makes me feel good, makes me happy. You could have turned it over and done it this way to be more concise, but I'm just going to press the tape down real well and spread the glue out real well and just make sure this is sealed on there and press down real nice. Then I'm just going to take scissors and I'm going to cut around my board here, right up next to it. Okay, so we have our first side covered, and because there's holes, you want to put your holes back in before you put your other side on, because you don't want to lose where your hole location is. And because there's glue here that I don't want to put my hole punch on, I'm going to let this dry first and do some other sides, and then I'll come back and I'll punch these holes and then I'll do the other side. Okay, so now the next paper I'm going to do, I think I'm going to use this one here because I like the way this looks. So if this is the second page in the book, it'll look nice. So let's do the same thing to this board here. Okay, I have all the front covers covered, or the front pages covered, I should say. Now I have to do the back. These are the papers that I've chosen so far. And I also wanted to tell you, I may have said it already, but I can't remember. You don't have to use one sheet of whole paper to cover your page. You can piece them together like I did in the 100-day project, where I took a page and I just added different papers together, like 2 or 3 or 4 papers to make one page. I'm just choosing to do it this way because I really wanted to use up some of this stuff, and this is a good way to do it. Cover a whole page, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to add to it just a little bit. Then I'm going to let y'all add the rest. So I'm going to turn these over, and the first thing I want to remember to do is punch my holes, because I don't want to cover the back and then lose my holes and have to feel around and try to figure out where they went. So get all your holes punched. And then when you're done, you're going to have back to your regular page with holes. Flip them over, do your back sides. Okay, now I want to go back. I'm going to punch all the holes in my book, and that way we can move on to the next step. While we're here, I'm going to go ahead and cover these, but I'm going to do that off camera because you already know the process. I'm just going to cover it with tape, glue, and paper and cut them out. Okay, I have my little book covered. So that's what that looks like right now. I think what I'm going to do next is go through the box of Happy Mail again that I just showed you in the beginning of the video. And I'm just going to look for something that speaks to me and maybe has some interest to me at the moment. Maybe put some washi tape on the pages, maybe look for an image to put on the page, or maybe shapes of flowers or something. I don't know. I'm going to go through the box and I'm going to see what happens in my head, and then I'll let you know. I'll translate it. Okay? Alright, I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick what I pulled out before I start going into the pages and doing something with them, and then I'll go through one page with you. What I did was I picked out everything in here that I really was drawn to and with the possibility of using, and I'm just going to show you. It's small things that I can put on the page. Stickers, washi tape, ephemera, and paint chips. These different shapes of paint chips, and you can cover these. You don't have to use them like this. You can cover them with paper and use them. You could even use these as tags, punch a hole and decorate them, and the words and phrases here that I have, and then just The fabric I keep pulling out because I really like it. It's going to go on the cover of something. It has to because I just love it so much. And then scrap papers of all different sizes. That's about it. So I'm going to get started on a page, and I will pick out what I want to use first, and then I'll talk to you for a minute during the page. Oh, and these little things here, little embellishments that people cut out and sent me. All right, I am not starting with the cover because that'll be last. And so I opened the book and I came to my first page. I don't like this page. I like this portion, but I don't like this. So I put this at the edge so that I could cover it up. And I went through all the papers and stuff, and I found this piece of coffee dyed paper that fits perfectly right there that will cover that up. And I like the cut. I didn't have to do anything to it. It's perfect the way it is. So then I went and I found, and this is my opposite page. So if I want to keep them flowing, I have to keep that in mind. If I don't care, then I don't have to worry about it. I kind of am in the middle there. I pulled this, and I pulled this, and I pulled this piece here because I like this section right there. And then there's a couple of pieces of washi tape on here. There's this one and this one here that I'm interested in. And I also am kind of interested in these, but I don't know if they'll fit or work where I want to put them. And then there's these odd pieces in here that I haven't really gone through, so I may come back to those after I put my page together the way I want it. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, first thing first is I want to take this piece here and just glue it down. And that way it will be adhered and done, and we don't have to think about it anymore. All right, so I'll have that down. And then I have the washi tape I kind of want to use. I'm not sure about this. I really like this. Maybe I should just glue that down. I'm going to cut a little strip of this off because I'm going to use just a little bit of it to make my little, make a little border. Okay, so if I put my border here, I like the jagged edge of the paper though, so I don't know if I want to cover that, but maybe I'll raise it up above it. Then I got a straight edge. I think I'll just do that. All right, now do I want this in there anywhere? Let me just pull this off. Let's just see how we'd feel if it was peeking out somewhere. I just like it there. No real reason. I really want to use this. So maybe this will tone it down, and that's what I'll do there. I'll just lay it on top of the other one. Just a little off-centered. Not off-centered, a little off the edge. There. Okay, so there we have that. Let's decide if we want to just glue that flat down. I think we'll skip these. Let's go ahead and glue this down. Could make it a tip in so that you could flip it, but I don't want to. And so I'm going to glue it down flat. And then off the page a little, off-centered, about right there. All right, I think that might be it, unless there's something in here that really needs to be on here. And I'm not going to take time to look deep, 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 but I will look. That looks cute there, and I like the brightness on this page because this page is so bright, and it's right there where the I is dotted. So that's like the I dot. Instead of a dot, it's a heart. I like that. Let's do that. I'm using a wet glue. It's just Aleene's Tacky Glue. I'll show you in a second. Because this is a little thicker paper, and I just want to make sure that it stays down real good. So let's. This is Aleene's original Tacky Glue. It's one of my favorites to use. This one's Elmer's, just washable school glue. So I'm gonna set something heavy on this and set it off to the side and let it dry. Okay, and then we'll do the next page. But you see the process. I'll do one more page with you. Now, what I pulled out for this page is 3 of these paint chip swatches, or whatever they're called. And I pulled out 3 pieces of tissue paper that are squares, and 3 inchies that were already cut, and I pulled out 3 of these hearts that were cut. And I also pulled out this washi tape off the board that I have over there, and I really want to use them. I don't know if I'll get to, but I want to. So they're here off to the side. And let's see, that's all I have, and it's probably all I'm going to use on here unless something in here really jumps out at me. So I think we're good to go. Like this. I'll pull that out just in case. All right, let's put something together here. First thing I'm going to do is put down these squares. I could assemble the squares beforehand, but I don't know how I want to do them, so I'm just going to see about playing on the page here and figuring out something here. Alright, so I'm going to put a little bit of tape on the back of these just to help them stay down, since they have a little bit of a slickness about them, so that it'll hold it while the glue is drying. Okay, so I need to let this dry a little bit because it is a little bit thicker paper and they're wanting to pop up. So I'm going to sit here for a second and hold this, and I'll come back. I thought that I wanted these square cutouts in the centers here, although it's not going to be dead center because I can't do dead center anymore. Although I could if I wanted to, and it would just overlap the other ones, but I don't want to do that. So I do that, and then I thought I would take these and stick them in the center. I like that. I know it's crazy, but I like it. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I didn't find anything I wanted to add on here, so I'm going to leave it like it is. And I know you're probably thinking, what can you do with this page? Really, this is just a starting point. These are layers. You can disappear these layers. You can make them go away and they just be there. This is what builds inspiration in me. Putting things down, building a little bit of layering. I could take gesso and I could wipe this so that you could barely see the background and just use this as a background. Then start drawing on here, or start putting my flowers down. Here's a flower here, already made. I could whiten this back and put my flower up here and just draw my little lines and make my leaves and things like that. It's just a starting point. You don't have to sit here with this finished this way if you don't like it. If you like it, great, leave it. You can come in with a pen and write on here and make it a journaling page. You could take a piece of paper or cardstock or scrapbook paper or journaling paper. You could make it a tip-in and put some washi tape here to hold it down, and then you could see this kind of interesting thing in the background, and then flip it and read whatever it is the journaling says, or flip it this way, or flip it that way, or this way. You don't have to stay just like this. So now we have 2 pages done. So I'm going to go through the rest of these pages and fast forward and then leave it to your imagination to finish it up however you want if you win this book. This is the process that I'm going to use for these pages. This isn't the only way to do pages. It's not the only process there is. It's just how I'm getting started, getting inspired. This one I would probably leave the way it is because I really like it. I might come in and add a little stem here and maybe add a leaf. Pretend I came in here and I drew in a stem. You can still tell what the word is. I paint in the stem and then I add in my leaf like that. You could stamp in your leaf, like this is a stamp, or I could cut out a leaf, and this I'm just using this as an example of the shape of a leaf. Put it right there. You put 2 if you want to, 1 over here. So possibilities are endless. You know, just use your imagination and go for it. So let's get started. It's the next day. Hello again. I'm back today to finish the front cover of the book. I've already set out a few things I want to use, and maybe some words or a phrase, maybe a sticker or two, maybe not, and I think that's it. I don't want to make it too bulky because I'm going to let y'all do with it what you want. And I'm going to take what I've got here, and I'm just going to cut the pieces down to the size I need, like the fabric here. I'm just going to use a little strip right here. I like the gray stripes, so I'm going to probably cut it about right here and glue it down, and then I'm going to glue all these things here. So I'm going to do that in fast forward because there's really nothing to describe. And one thing I did forget to tell you guys when I was doing something, I think to the back cover and one other page where I just did a little outlining with my pencil, just scribble. The pencil I'm using is a Peel and Sketch charcoal pencil by General Pencil Company. Okay, so let me get started on this, and then when we're done with the front cover, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to bind this. Well, I'll just tell you now. I've got these 3 hooks, these rings, and I'm going to put the rings in the holes there, and then I've got a bunch of fibers behind me that came in the Happy Mail, and I'm going to attach some of the fibers to the edge of the rings. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, all these are drying, so I have to be careful. I've got the rings on, so I have all these fibers here, trims and stuff, and I'm just going to start putting some on the rings. I don't know if there's going to be any rhyme or reason. Maybe once I'm done it'll look like there is, but right now there's not. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut off, let's say, a strip about that long. Let's see how about that long it is. It's about, you don't have to be precise. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of a idea. It's about almost 8 inches, so 7 3/4 inches. So say 7.5 to 8 inches long. And I'm just going to put it around the ring, and I'm just going to tie it in a knot. Tie one way and then tie the other way. And then I'm just going to build, okay? And I'm not going to measure each piece, so if they're one's shorter than the other or one's longer than the other, then that's just the way it's going to be, because I'm not going to measure each one. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I have all the trim I'm going to put on there. I had this little piece left over, and I wanted to put this on the book too, and I was trying to figure out where I wanted it, and I just laid it down, and I decided I kind of like it just swirling across the page like that, so I'm going to do that. Okay, got to dry, so I'm not going to handle it too much. But there's the front, and here's the back. Simple and basic. You can add to it. You can take this book apart if you want to. It is not designed to be finished. It is designed to be played in or added to, painted in, or just taken apart. Take everything apart and just cut and rip. And you could take these pages out and cut them with like an X-Acto knife on top of some hard surface like a tile or something. If you have a tile or glass mat or self-healing mat, cut them into cards. Cut them in half, make another book. The possibilities are endless, and that's why I chose the word possibilities to go on the front. And then back. Okay. All right, let's set this to the side and let's let this finish drying, and let's get to work on, I've lost it, it's underneath this mound of stuff. Let's get to work on this little book here. And I have to decide how I'm going to do it. So I have to think about it, and when I come back, we'll do this book. Okay, I've been fiddling with this, and I decided I'm going to make this really simple. I had this strip of paper left, and I really liked it with the book. So I would like to glue this page down somewhere. I'm not sure where yet. And then fold the rest in. It doesn't fit the book. So what? Y'all need to relax. Actually, I just don't care if it fits the book. I like the fact that there's a little bit of room there. You can add a little washi tape or something there that you like. But I wanted to make the book just flip open with one little attachment. And so I thought I would use this ribbon. And I don't want the edges to be glued, but I want the ribbon to be glued on the top and the bottom of the book, like that. And then when you open it, it's held together just by those ribbons right there. Very, very simple. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to cut off what I think I need here. Right there is good. Okay, and then I want to put this part on first because I know I want the word create right there. So let's glue that first. Let's glue that down. So that's glued on. There's no glue at the edge here. So I want my books to sit side by side like this. Pull this around. And then I want to glue this side. Hold the book together to make sure that we are where we need to be. These are not even. These pages that they provided for me in the little kit are not even. They're a little bit off. So I just want to make sure that the side I want is even and the bottom is even. And then I'm going to bring this up here. I'm going to glue. Let's see, how far is it going to go? About right there. I'm going to glue here. Still drying, but I want to continue, so I'm just going to be careful. Then my book will open this way, and then I have this paper, and I really like these flowers here, so I thought I would glue them to one of the pages. Probably I should glue it to this side, and then just fold the rest down in there. So when you open your book, you have these pages you can unfold and do something with if you want to, and they don't line up evenly. I understand. Not a big deal. And if I did it over here, if I did it right here, and you open the book, then you've got these pages to do something with. And this is sitting off to the side here. This piece here I've got left over. I like it too. So I could glue that right there just to give it a little something on that side. Or glue it over here. Maybe, well, it'd be kind of awkward working that way, but I kind of like it. I'm going to go this route. So I'm going to do that. Plus that accounts for this piece being a little shorter. If you glue that down, it doesn't really matter when you open it up. So we're going to do that. Okay. Now that that's settled. Whew, somebody out there is tense. Y'all need to relax. This is just fun playtime. Doesn't have to be perfect.
Oops.
Okay, this is glued down, but I did have to make an adjustment because I wasn't thinking about this being longer than this. I didn't account for this overlapping. So, I mean, this is trial and error. I'm just winging it here, guys. So, I had to move this over a little bit, and so that leaves this open, which I might put something down there. First, I'm just going to go ahead and put down this paper. Okay, I went ahead and cut a little strip of this paper here, and I just put it here so that this little gap doesn't show. Not that it matters, but I just like it better to look at. So I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to add anything else. I'm going to let whoever gets this decide how they want to finish off the edges or if they want to add anything to it. I just love this little picture here. And my book closes easily and simply like this. And then I'm going to take this ribbon here and I'm going to tie it around here. This is what keeps the book closed. It'll be loose, or I can tack it on the back. We'll decide that in a minute. Right now I just want to decide how much ribbon I need. It's going to put a little glue here, and that way it's not really stuck down there. You can take it off if you want to. So now we have our little book, and it's not finished. Whoever gets it can finish it. I'll just sign the back so that it shows I contributed to the cause, and then whoever works on it can sign their name too. Okay, so that's how it works. You just untie it. This will stay attached because that glue will dry. And then you've got this attaching your two pieces. Just open it. And then you've got your paper here to work on. And actually, there you go. You've got the back side. You've got this side. You can add to it whatever you want to do. All right. Now, this is going to be in part of the giveaway, and the first one I did is going to be in the giveaway. And now there's one more thing I want to do for the giveaway before we go ahead with it, is I want to make some tags with some of the Happy Mail that's left and throw those into the giveaway too. So let me clean up my mess and get all my stuff together for tags. We're going to use the paper, the scrapbook paper that's been sent. While I fuss with this bow. I know, doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be perfect. While I work on this bow. Okay. Alright, where's my other book? Alright, there we go. I'm really thinking I want something over here in color, but I don't know. Maybe some washi tape or something. I'll leave it and let you guys decide how you want to do it. Okay. So let me clean up my mess and we'll work on the tags. Okay, so I'll be right back. What's wrong? What happened?